So I grew up in a very tumultuous household. There was very little stability. So my mom was sedated. She had 8 children.
Wow.
Lost one when I was 9. She had lost one child. Next one's out of the closet. Next one's in rehab. She was going through a lot at the time. I was a little bit dramatic, and then had 3 little kids too. So she self-medicated with alcohol. It's taken me 50 years of perspective to understand my mother and really what she went through.
Right.
And I've turned out okay. But, reading about your mom in those first couple of chapters, and, I created this life for my children with as much stability as possible. I married the most solid man in America.
Right.
I chose a career at the time that was a guaranteed income, even though I was away from the house a lot, and I was always worried about them and them not growing up with all of the upheaval that I had. How was that for you?
Very similar. My mother really wasn't diagnosed until I was in 7th grade. And so when she had her quote unquote first nervous breakdown, where my sister found her in the bathroom trying to cut her wrists, that was the first time we realized there's a big problem, and she was hospitalized. It was an intense time, but honestly, I think about it and where my brain goes, my father and I got to spend all this time together, bonding and talking. And, he told me how important I was to the stability of the brothers and sisters, and I needed to be the quote unquote mom. And I felt that was a really big deal for me. I just somehow didn't look at it as bad.